Hello everyone, today we're learning mציעא Daf Hayomi. We're going to start from Daf Hayomi on the base from the Mishnah at the bottom. Motza begalu v'koisil yoshin. If you found the item in a pile of stones or in an old wall, Aryeh l'shaloi, you can keep them. And the Gemara is going to explain that it's talking about something that has on it lots of rust. So he could say he came here from the nation that lived here before. Motza b'koisil chodosh, if you found it in a new wall, so it depends. If it's from the halfway of the thickness of the wall and outside, so we could assume that someone from the outside put it over there, and because it's full of rust, he obviously forgot it there, and it was misiah sheloi. You could keep it. If it's from the inside, shel balabais, because the balabais left it there. If you rented this house out to other people, even if you found it in the house, the din is you could keep it. And the Gemara is going to explain exactly the situation. Tana, we learned in the Brisa, what's pshat in the Mishnah? If it's a gal or koisel yoshan, you could tell, even though that this someone lives in this house, you could tell him, yes, this belongs from the Amoraim, from the nations who lived here before the Jews, before Yeshua was Kovish Eretz Yisrael. Says the Gemara, Otu Amoraim Matzlim Yisrael Lo Matzlim. What, the Amoraim hide stuff and Jews don't hide stuff? Maybe the owner hid it over there. So the Gemara Lo Tzricha the Shatich Tfei, like we explained, they had a lot of rust on it, so we could assume that it's been here for many, many years. So the Gemara Daf Chofov. B'koisel chodosh mechetzi lechut sheloi mechetzi lefnim shel ha'balabais. Omar Avashi, Sakima, if you find a knife in the wall, bosa kalso, you look at the handle. If the handle's towards the outside, so you assume someone from outside put it there, and therefore it's yours. And if it's in the inside, the handle goes to balabais. The kisan and the wallet, bosa shantzia, has like strings that you could hold it from there, and that's, you see where the strings are, they towards outside or towards inside. Says the Gemara v'elo masisin diktoni in the Mishnah that it says mechetzi lechut sheloi mechetzi lefnim shel balabais. That depends on what side of the wall is in, the thickness of the outside or the inside. Let's have a look. If the handle is to the inside, if the handle is to the inside, if the strings are towards the inside or the outside. Why are we saying that it depends on how thick, how deep in the wall it is? So the Gemara masnisim be'udro v'nascha. The Mishnah is talking about something that doesn't have a handle, like threads, cloth, or piece of metal or piece of silver that doesn't have a handle, and therefore you can't measure who put it there from the inside or from the outside by its handle, because there's no handle, and the only way to measure is what side of the wall is it. If it's in the inside, it goes to the balabais, and if it's from the outside, the Aryeh l'shaloi. Tana, we learned in the Brisa, if the whole thickness of the wall was full with the item, you split between the balabais and the person out who found it outside. So the Gemara Pshita, obviously, we said that half belongs to him and that half belongs to him. So obviously, if it's full of it, you split. So the Gemara the hole where it's put inside is slanty to one direction. You could say maybe everything was on the higher part, and with the time it slowly went to the lower part, and therefore the one who's on the side of the higher part of this hole should get everything. No, we don't say that, and he split 50-50. If you rented this house to other people, said the Gemara Kasha Vamai, why is it so? Lezel Bozal Basra, why don't we go after the last tenant? Very good, you rent out to many people. Let's give it to the last tenant who was there. Miloit Nandid, we know in a Mishnah. If you found in Yerushalayim in front of the dealers who deal with selling animals for korbanos or animals in general, and you found money over there, you always, doesn't matter if you found it in Zman Aryeh, Pesach, Sukkot, or doesn't matter if you found it the whole year, you assume that this money is Maisa. Because most money that's used to buy animals in Yerushalayim was Maisa money that people bring up on the regel and they give to the people who they love in Yerushalayim to use to buy animals. Arabais, if you found it in Arabais, chulin. So you always assume it's chulin because most of the year the money is chulin over there, even though in Shloisha Regalim most of the money is Maisa. But you could assume that you go after Roiv that it's chulin. Over Yerushalayim depends. If it's in Yerushalayim, not by in front of the animal sellers, B'shari Moisa Shana during the whole year chulin, because most money is chulin money. B'shas Regel, if you found it Sukkot time or Pesach time or Shavuos time, Akol Maisa, it's all Maisa because that's when people come with lots of Maisa money from all over Israel. Rab Shmai Bar Zira explains my time. Why is it so in Yerushalayim that there's a difference between the whole year and Shloisha Regalim? Oil v'shuki Yerushalayim asuyim lischabed b'chol yoyim, because the markets of Yerushalayim they sweep every day. So what's pshat? So therefore, Alma, we could see Amrin and Kamoy Osbu. If someone lost money during the year, that's not Maisa money, it's already gone. The ones who swept the floors found it. The Ani and the ones that you found now and during the Regel Achrininu, the ones from now. And now the road is Maisa. So the Gemara Chinami also by us, when this house is rented out to many people, each one is one after each other. Let's say Kamo as there. Now you found money. So let's say it was rented first to Reuven, then to Shimon, now to Levi, and now you found the money. So we should say Reuven left, Shimon left. V'ani the Basrahu. When Reuven and Shimon left, they checked the house, they cleaned up the house, they took all their belongings. So it doesn't belong to them. If they'd leave something, they'd find it. So this money belongs to Levi. So how can I keep this money? So the Gemara, Marish Lokish Mishum Bar Kapro Kigoicha, so Ponduk L'Shloisha Yisrael. It's talking about that was rented out this house to 3 Jewish people at the same time. So therefore, we don't know which one it came from. So therefore, you could keep it. Said the Gemara, Shma Mino, we could see from here, Aloch Kav Shimon Loza Afilu Beroi Yisrael. And we had the Shaila, the Reb Shimon Ben Loza said that Beroi, when you find money, Rabbi Mitzum Shomarei L'Shloim, we had the Shaila if Beroi Yisrael, or if it Dafka Beroi Knanim, also Beroi Yisrael. So we could see that even Beroi Yisrael, and we could see the halachas like it, because here the Mishnah Paskins like that. Elo Menashia Bar Yaakov Kigoincho So Punduk L'Shloisha Avdikachavim. It's talking about where you rent it out to 3 goyim. When Rashi explains that doesn't have to be 3, even 1 is good enough. And the reason why we say 3, because before we said 3 Jewish people, and if it would be only 1, you'd have to give it back. So now we're saying also 3. Rav Nachman Omar Rabba Baravu Afilu Teven Shloisha Yisrael. Really, you could say it's so much Shloisha Yisrael, and he still don't have a raya that's Alocha like Reb Shimon Ben Elazar Afilu Beroi Yisrael. My time, and what's the reason? Daud the Nofal Minei, the one who lost it, one of the 3 Niyash, he gives up. He says to himself, Mechti, let's see, no one was living here with me, only these 2 other people. Elohani, only these 2. Amr Kamoi Kamazimni Lahadruli. I told them a few times. Reuven says, I told Shimon and Levi a few times to give it to me back. And they never gave it to me back. Now they'll suddenly give it back. If they want to give it back, they'd give it to me back a long time ago. The reason why they never gave it to me back, but they had to plan to steal it. And therefore he's Messiah. But really, if you got it in the wall, and therefore if you found it in the wall or on the floor, wherever you found it, you could keep it, because the guy is Messiah. But as the Rav Nachman Letame, and Rav Nachman goes with his shitta that we just said that by 3 people he gives up. So Rav Nachman Rosel Shenofal Mishnaim, if you saw a coin called the seller that fell from 2 people, you have to give it back. My timing, what's the reason? So one who lost it, he doesn't give up. He says to himself, we're only 2 of us. Elohai, only me and him. I'll catch him, and I'll tell him, you took it, give it to me back, and therefore he's no Messiah. So even though that you found it, you have to give it back, because there's no use. If 3 people were going and someone lost the seller, you don't have to give it back. My time, what's the reason? The one who lost it is Messiah. Let's see. There were 2 people with me. If I'll catch him in, say, wasn't me? If I'll take Levi and say, you found it, I never took it. Because each one could blame the other one, and therefore he's Reuven's Messiah, and therefore if Yehuda found it, he could keep it. And that fits in with what we said before, that by 3 people a person is Messiah because he doesn't have one fixed suspect. When he's suspicious against a few people, you don't know who to assume that took it. That's what we said just before, that when he found the coin that fell from 3, you don't have to give it back. Was only said when there's less than a shower pruta for each one of them, less than 3 prutas. If there's 3 prutas involved and there's 3 people, why? My time, maybe they all shutfim and they know miyash because they trust each other. But if it was less than shalosh prutos, so even if they shutfim, you don't have to do a shava, because less than shalosh pruta, you don't have to do a shava. And if it all belong to one, he's misyash because he doesn't know who to accuse. Some people say Rava said even a bigger chiddush. Even if it's only worth 2 prutas and 3 people, one of them dropped it, you have to give it back. We said before, not like that. We said, if it belongs all to one, he gives up, and if it belongs all to all 3, there's no din shava. So the more my timer, maybe they all shutfim. A lady maybe was moichel his chelek to Reuben and Shimon, and therefore Reuben and Shimon each one has a prota, and they're not choished lady because they all shutfim, and therefore they no miyash, and therefore you have to give it back. Rava said another din. Someone saw a seller falling, and he took it before the person was misyash. And he was planning to put it in his pocket and steal it. Over the colons, over all the isurim. Mishum sigzog because he's stealing it and there's no use yet. Mishum oshet yeshiva and there's a din of ashova aveda and he's not doing it. Mishum lo yisuchel salem that you're not allowed to look away from aveda and he's looking away from aveda and stealing it. It says over all 3 isurim. Even though they gave it back after Yush, it's too late. There's no din shava because after Yush, it's already mine. There's no din shava, and you're still over on all these isurim. And Tosis explains, I really only over loisuchal salem because lechora he's over ve'eshiv sekzela and oshev tishivim. You also be over. I am Tosis. Not lifni Yush. If you took it before Yush, planning to give it back, ulacha Yush, and then he heard the owner giving up. Niskam and Goyzer, now he's planning to steal it. He's over, there's no machzor the Aveda, there's a mitzvah to give back the Aveda and he's not giving it back. But Lo Yisuchal Salim is not over because when he picked it up, he wasn't planning to be Misalem, and when he's not over Lo Yisigzol, because now when he's stealing it, it's after Yush. If you saw it fell and he waited until the bailing gave up, and then the not law, he's not over Oshet Yishivim because it's not by him yet. It's Lo Yisigzol because he didn't steal it only after Yush. But he was misalem because when he could have picked it up straight away and do a shova and he didn't do it, he's over lo yisuchal salem. If you saw your friend losing money in the sands, and you found the money, the shakle, and you took it, you don't need to give it back to him. My timer, what's the reason? The one who dropped it, miyash gives up. Even though they see that the guy comes back with a sieve and starts sieving in the sand, so he wasn't misyash. So we say, he says to himself, the person who's sieving, like I lost in the sands, like I lost some money here, maybe someone else lost something here. Maybe I lost my money, but at least I'll find some other money. But from his money, he gives up, and therefore I don't need to give it to him back. I'm going to finish over here because there's a lot of music over here, and I'm not sure if it's so clear. Everyone should have a very good, blessed day.